name is Christy Hall, and this is a video that's going to work on stamina through standing poses, through standing yoga poses. Before we get going, I'd like you to get a few things. I'd like you to get a chair, and then also a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, don't worry, a belt works. A measuring tape would work. I'm asking for something longer than 3 feet, but do the best you can. I'm also noticing that an extension cord works. It needs to be something that doesn't stretch. I'm also asking you to get a towel. If it's like a regular bathroom towel, maybe 2 of them. If you've got a little bit larger towel, a bath sheet, something for a shower, or a beach towel, that would work better. And of course, some of you may also have yoga blankets. I suggest you pause the video right now to be able to go and get your stuff and get ready. And then when you're ready to start up again, then hit play again. Our first pose is going to be Tadasana, mountain pose. I'm doing this one sideways so you can see. I'm standing upright. I have my feet together if you can, and the hips, some part of you touching that chair that you have acquired. So we're going to do the work with the chair just to help us understand where we are in space. I'm resetting myself up in my mountain pose, as you can see now. The feet are touching. If you can't touch your feet, you may have them a little bit apart, but be sure that the toes are pointing straight ahead. And then even take a quick look. And then you look level again. I'm going to bring my feet back together. That's appropriate for me. As you're standing here, you can feel some part of the back of your thigh or your hips against the chair, and that should stay. Slightly release your knees. Keep the hips on the chair. And then lift up through the sides of your rib cage in the front armpit muscle. And do some arm work here. Okay? Having established your mountain pose, we're going to come out of it for a moment and get your strap. Reset yourself up for your mountain pose. Feet together or parallel. Some part of the back side of you touching the chair. Slightly release the knees. You're going to grab your strap. You're going to hold it gently. It's not a hard grip, but it's between the thumb and the index finger. If you have tighter shoulders, you can take the hands a bit wider. Pull the elbows in straight and lift the arms. Keep pulling the elbows in tight. Notice if your hips come forward away from the chair, bring them back. And lift up like you're going to take your pinky fingers toward the ceiling. These standing poses we're doing initially also open up the ribs, and that helps you with your breath. It's one way to develop stamina, but also, of course, we're very concerned right now in these times to have a good breath that reaches the entire inside of the chest. Next pose is Urdhva Baddha Golyasana, very long name, upward bound fingers pose. You're going to interlace your fingers, pull your elbows in tight, and start to bring the arms up. Keep your hips, thighs in contact with that chair. Keep the elbows straight. Pull them in tight and strong. If you have tight shoulders and you can only come up part way, that is fine. More important, keep those elbows straight. If you can, you continue rising. Lift the side ribs, even lift the skin of the armpit in front, and you'll bring your arms down. You're going to change the order of the interlace. I have my left index finger on the top. I'm going to put the right one on top, and then alternate all the way down until the fingers are interlaced again in a different order. Pull the elbows in tight and bring the arms up. Still keep those against the chair and tall, lift up. Breathe in and out through the nose. Relax your gaze, relax your tongue. And down. If at some point your low back is a little bit achy, you could do these sitting down if you'd like, or you could also turn your heels apart a bit. That can help relax the low back some. Then, the second bound fingers pose. This one you interlace, but you turn the palms. Keep the thumbs pointing at each other, pull the elbows in tight. If your shoulders don't permit this, Stick with the first one. Keep the elbows straight, keep the hips back up against the chair, and lift up. Breathing in and out through the nose, getting taller on the sides of you. Change the order. Left finger on top. Now I'm moving the right finger on top. Turn the palms if you can, if it feels appropriate. Pull the elbows in tight, bring the arms up. Don't force anything in the shoulder. If there's pain in the shoulder, back off, but do keep the elbows straight. And bring the arms forward and down. I'm going to do one more. Again, I'm going to get the strap back again. I'm going to turn sideways for a moment. You're going to hold the strap behind you. And here's that thumb and the index finger holding it. The rest of the fingers pointing straight down. Now when I put my hips up against the chair again, I've got the belt on the other side of the chair seat. I'm going to keep my hips up against the chair, lift up tall, lift the front armpit muscles, pull on the strap gently, pull the elbows in tight, strong. The elbows are strong, but the hands are pulling very gently. Try to pull your shoulder blades a bit back together and mostly down onto your back ribs. Permit your head to float directly over your shoulders. Breathe. Keep breathing only in and out through the nose. And then some more of these standing poses. You could also do these with your back to a wall in addition to using the chair. It gives you a little bit more balance. We're going to explore several different ways to do these depending on how your balance goes. I'm definitely keeping my right hand, you'll keep your right hand on the chair at first, and you'll bring that leg up. Okay. I'm advising you to go to your right first. I'm doing the opposite side. First, pull that standing leg hip in tight, strong. If the chair is too high for you to bring your foot up on something like this, lean back to a wall. You can put your foot on a footstool instead. And then, depending on your balance, you might bring one arm up, just like we did before. Keep that elbow straight. The palm faces toward the center line. The pinky finger forward toward you, or me, when you're doing this, the thumb back. If you're okay with your balance, you can bring both arms up. Elbows pull in tight, the palms face each other. Okay? Or again, you could leave that right arm down. And we consider the other side. I'm keeping my hand on this back of the chair. You bring your left leg up, put it on the chair seat. If you need to, you can definitely put it on something lower. You can put it on a footstool, a couple of books. First, pull that right hip in. Relax the left hip. Bring both arms up if you're okay with that. The elbows are straight. Turn the palms to face each other. If you need to, it's fine to leave that left hand down. Get the space, in any case, on the right side of you, on the standing leg side. And so this is a preparation for Vrikshasana, tree pose. Okay. We're still going to use this chair for tree pose because it's nice to be more steady in unsteady times. Now I've got the chair to my side. Where the chair is, that leg stays down. That's my standing leg again. It'll be you on your left foot, and you'll have your chair next to your left hip. And pretty close. I'm going to go just a tiny bit away from it. And I've got my hand right up against this chair back. I'm going to bring the right foot up. I can bring it up quite easily to the top of my thigh. You're going to bring it wherever it comes most easily. If you even need to leave your toes on the floor, you may do that. If you do bring it up to the knee, let the whole foot press in, not just the heel or the toes. That foot goes in as high as you can get it. Even if the toes stay on the floor, that's where it is. And then, now you'll bring the right arm up. If you're good with the balance, bring both arms up. Lift up to the sides of you. No problem leaving that left hand down on the chair back. I got it on the other side of the chair back. Okay? Bring the leg down and the arm down. first when I'm standing here, it's a mountain pose, and I'm starting touching the chair, and then I'm going to step about an inch away, just a tiny bit. I bring that left leg as high as I can. Toes can stay on the floor. The knee swings out in that case. If you can bring it higher, you do. So one of the strange things about this pose, the balance is actually easier the higher the foot. I am going to go a tiny bit farther away from the chair. The foot that you brought up, the whole foot presses into that thigh, and that thigh presses back to the foot. Maybe you just bring the left arm up. There's that good space. If you can, you bring both arms up. Oops, that's what I'm doing. Ah! Okay, so maybe I'll leave my right hand on there, that hand against the chair. Or try again. I got to keep my mind in my pose here. I was thinking about talking to you, and instead I fell. So now I put my mind in my standing leg and the foot. Okay, I held my balance better that time. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Next pose is Parsvottanasana, side intense stretch pose. I'm going to turn it this way. We're going to do it a couple times. You're going to put your hands on the back of the chair, bring your right foot under the chair seat, and you should just watch first on this one, okay? And you'll bring the left foot back. You're going to turn the fronts of your thighs until you feel that front leg hip go back and the other hip come forward. Okay? So, go ahead and fold forward, put your hands on the back of the chair, bring your right foot underneath the chair seat, and then take the left foot back. The left foot is mostly turned out, but if that doesn't work for you today, you can turn the left foot in more. Push the right ball of the foot, that front foot, push it and push that right hip back. Balance a little tough, so I wiggled some. I got that chair here. Push down on the chair, look forward. And then we're going to come to the other side. I'm going to bring the left foot forward, underneath the chair, and step the right foot back. I've got mine about 3.5 feet. You should be at least 3 feet because it creates more opening in the front hip of the hip of the front leg. I'm going to press down on that chair. I'm turning the fronts of my thighs to the left. That's another way to get this. I push that front foot, the part I can't see underneath the chair, to push the left hip back. Push down on the chair seat, and I look forward. You'll bring the feet together and take a moment in mountain pose. Next one might be a bit harder. You might decide to do the same one again. But if you can, you're going to put the hands on the side of the chair, right foot under, left foot back. About 3.5 feet again. A little more pull on the back of the leg. The legs must stay straight. Pull that front thigh muscle up. Pull through that leg. Turn. Push your right foot into the floor. Turn your right hip back. Pull your chest forward. Look forward a little bit. And then we trade off. The left foot goes forward. The right foot comes back. And like before, if it's hard to get this hip in place, then you can turn that back foot forward some. The fronts of the thighs turn left when the left foot is forward. I also push my left foot and I push my left hip back. I look forward. Both legs should stay straight. And then I bring the feet together. They come up. I keep my legs straight. I put my hands on hips and I roll the shoulders back to come up. Okay. So that's Parsvottanasana, side intense stretch pose. It's also the lead up to revolved triangle. Okay. So you're going to put your hands on the side of the chair. I'm going to have everybody give that a shot. You'll bring the right foot under and the left foot back. And again, you should be watching, not doing at this point. It starts the same. I turn the fronts of the thighs to the right. I push the right foot to push the right hip back. I put my left hand in the middle of the chair and the right hand up on the back of the chair. And now it's a turn. I swing my right arm up. I bend the left elbow. I look underneath my right arm. Okay. We'll just switch sides when we're doing this together. But go ahead and proceed. Got your chair. Bring your right foot forward under your chair. Hands on the side of the chair seat. Shift the left foot back about 3.5 feet. Turn the fronts of your thighs to the right. Push your right foot into the floor. Push your right hip back. Put your left hand on the middle of the chair seat and the right hand on the back of the chair. Begin turning through the chest. Turn through the abdomen. Turn through the chest. Swing the right elbow up. Right arm up. Bend the left elbow. Look underneath your right arm. Now we'll trade places with the feet. Put the left foot under the chair. Right foot back. Turn it forward if you need to, not a problem. Turn the fronts of your thighs to the left now. Push your left foot into the left hip. You know, I'm going to narrow up my stance a little bit. That felt just a little bit too wide. My hips weren't even. There it is. That's better. Okay. Now, put your right hand on the center of the chair. Left hand up on the back of the chair. Begin lifting your left elbow, left upper arm. Perhaps bend your right elbow. Turn the chest. Look underneath your left arm. Turn the left chest up, right chest down. And release. Both hands on the chair seat. Bring your feet together. Keep your legs straight. Put your hands on your hips. Roll your shoulders back to come up. Okay. You're going to do that one more time, just because maybe that's not such a familiar pose to. Again, it's called revolved triangle. It opens up the whole back side of the body. It mobilizes the muscles between the ribs. It helps mobilize the abdomen. And it creates more mobile diaphragm and one of the muscles that crosses the diaphragm. Okay? So you'll bring your right foot forward, hands on the chair seat, left foot back. Keep both legs straight. Press the right hip back. Put the left hand at the center of your chair, right hand on the back of the chair. Swing the right elbow up, right upper arm up, and look under that right armpit. Maybe bend the left elbow down. Keep both legs straight. It's a turn in the spine. Turn your chest, turn your abdomen. Second side. Put both hands on the side of the chair. Bring that left foot forward, right foot back. Press the left hip back. Put your right hand in the center of the chair and the left hand on the back of the chair. Turn. Turn the waist, turn the ribs. Lift the left elbow, look under the left arm. Get the turn from the belly. Then the ribs. Keep that left hip shifting back, right hip forward. And release the twist. Put the hands on the sides of the chair. Get both legs straight. And roll your shoulders back to come up to mountain pose. Okay. And those should prepare us for our last pose. So we end a class with corpse pose traditionally. But I'm exploring some of the other ways to do corpse pose, Shavasana. It's a mental state of mind, and so we can do it in a slightly more active pose. Okay? So this is Uttanasana, and it's one way to do it. And this is where you would want your towel or your blanket. Okay? And if you're tighter in the hips or hamstrings, you might want more. You can always put a book or something underneath the towel. I'm taking my feet wide. For me, 3 feet today. If you're real flexible, you could bring the feet closer together. If you're tighter, you might bring them farther apart. But something that there's not a lot of strain. Make sure your feet are parallel. That the second and third toe, that line points straight ahead. Okay? Then we're going to fold forward. Just watch here. Don't go yet. This is what is a little different about what we're doing today, is I'm putting my forehead on the towel. Now if you're real tight and you're having to force your way down, you definitely got to change that. You might even consider, if you have to, putting something soft over the back of the chair. So I would like your forehead to be supported. That there's a space in the front of the throat. Okay? So let's do a little trial run first. Take your feet 2 to 3 feet apart. Keep the legs straight. Fold the chest forward. So you're folding at the hips, chest forward, and put your forehead down. And it should be on that towel or blanket so there's room for your nose. Okay? Then, if that's not enough, come up. Keep the legs straight, lift the chest, maybe take the feet wider. Or if you're more flexible, bring the feet closer together so you're not jamming up on your neck. Find what's going to be a place where there's a sense of space and ease in the front of your chest. Okay? So we come forward. Keep the legs straight. Fold forward. Let the forehead rest. You can leave the hands on the chair seat. If they easily go to the floor, you could do that. I kind of like mine on the chair seat today. You'll keep those legs straight. There is some work here, but because your body weight is mostly on the chair, it's a little easier. Now when we have our forehead supported, this helps us get into a more relaxed state of mind. With the work of the legs, begin to let the breathing come a little bit more quiet. You breathe. Notice where the breath touches. From here you might be able to feel how the breath moves your back ribs. How the breath moves your side ribs. Keep the abdomen soft. When we breathe, the best breath comes when we relax the abdomen, relax the neck, relax all the muscles around the ribs. The breath moves because we make space in the container for the breath. Just relax the abdomen and the ribs, and the muscles that attach to the ribs and the chest, to the neck, the shoulders. You might even begin to feel like the spine that attaches to your ribs, the thoracic spine, begins to move inward a bit. There's a little bit more space on the front chest. Relax your tongue and the mouth. Relax that tongue muscle all the way to the base of the throat, which is where it touches. The eyelids most likely are closed. Let those muscles of the eyelids feel soft. Relax the eyes. There are even muscles behind the eyes. If you start to relax more and more around the eyes, it feels as though your eyes move slightly back into your head. Relax the muscles where your jaw meets your head. And focusing on the relaxation of the facial muscles. Permit the space of each breath to come. Soft movement of the abdomen. Soft movement of the ribs. Getting soft, gentle at the root of the tongue. Come out of this. Keep your eyes closed. Don't be in a big hurry. Put your hands on the chair seat or whatever surface where your head is resting. Eyes still closed. Lift your chest, lift your head part way. Take a couple of breaths. This pose can drop your blood pressure quite a lot. And then go ahead and open your eyes. Keep your gaze soft and unfocused. If when you start to come up, you're feeling a little lightheaded, do sit in that chair. Thank you very much. I hope to see you soon.